night of Qadr. We're together after a great experience of, inshallah, Amal night of Qadr. May Allah, inshallah, we ask Him to accept it from all of us and all mu'mineen and mu'minat, inshallah. One of the characteristics of pious people and mu'mineen, specifically the closer they are to God, like the prophets and anbiya and awliya, they see everything beautiful. They see things around them comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they train themselves because these blessings come from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They see things beautiful around them. One of the reasons that they're psychologically so healthy and so powerful is because this relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala train them to see things all positive and see things beautiful. Okay? That's how Iman actually works as well, to train ourselves to see things beautiful. And as a matter, when you see things beautiful and positive in your life, even those concerns that happen in your life, when you see them positively and you see them as a beauty from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you tend not to complain too much, and you will become more content and satisfied. Okay? Imagine someone who keeps complaining to others, left and right. First of all, he or she will get used to this. You see some people, they're just used to nagging, complaining without anything. Some other people, you see, they're positive. Positive people doesn't mean that they don't have negativity in their life, they don't have concern and issue in their life. No, they train themselves to the aspects of positivity is more than negativity in their life, even when they have different problems in life. Make sense, right? The best way that we can people in the world, all people from all nationality, they try to get to this level. All psychologists, sociologists, scientists, doctors, they're trying to tell us to be positive, right? Certain people, they try to say they don't believe in any spirituality. You need meditation, yoga, you get there. Some people says, go just to the nature, you get there. And each of them are right to a certain point. You get something from it. But it's not strong enough to have it for the rest of their life, right? Some people don't believe in anything else. They try to find something to grab in order to have this confidence and contentment in life. When it comes to spiritual people, when it comes to Ilahi relationship, people who are spiritual, they tend to get it from the source of that positivity, which is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. By reminding themselves that they are not alone and things around them are happening because of what? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When you recite the Quran, you see these aspects keeps repeating a lot. That you have to be positive, you have to see the beauties of Allah, you have to see everything is in the control of Allah, you have to rely on Allah, right? All this, Allah is the one you have to rely on Him. Allah is the one who did this, Allah is the most powerful one. Allah is the one who has the most knowledge. He keeps telling you you're not alone, you belong to a source of power. We love, all of us, even little children, they love the source of what? Power. Why do you think little children, they love police officers? Because the power they see there, right? Everybody's, respecting them. We love that source of power. Quran keeps helping us psychologically to get connected to that source of power. Besides spiritual aspects, right? Besides the ukhrawi aspects. In this dunya, when you are connected to the source of power, psychologically you're happy and you're stronger. Okay? Ayat of Quran is very interesting when you recite. Reminds you about your life, that don't let the distractions of this dunya, your daily life distracts you from the beauties of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You need to practice, you need to keep practicing to remind yourself about the mercy and beauties of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Surah, very interesting, Surah Fatir, ayah 27 to 28. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alam tara anna Allah anzala min as-sama'i ma'an fa-akhrajna bihi thamaratin mukhtalifa. Did you not see that Allah has sent down water from the sky? Look at this. It's very simple, right? Didn't you see that Allah sent down water from the sky? What should I see? What do you mean Allah? I should look at what? Well, it's raining. How many times it was raining, and we ask ourselves this ayah of Quran. Don't you see that the water comes? What do you want me to see, Allah? Okay, the water is coming down. What do you think Allah is telling us? Very interesting. So waters come from the sky. Then we brought forth with its fruits having different colors. How many times you have the fruits in front of you in a bowl, right? How many times you started thinking about, look at this color, oh my God, so beautiful. We have orange, we have yellow, we have green, we have... Quran is saying, I'm not saying it, right? So the water comes, the fruit comes with different colors. And among the mountains, imagine if right now, I was telling you I'm reading from a psychological book. Dr. So-and-so wrote this book. It says, when the water comes from the sky, start thinking about this. When the fruits are, you're like, mashallah, that psychologist is a very educated person, right? This is from Quran. And among the mountains, there are tracks, white and red of different colors, and others utterly black. Remind you about the colors in the nature. We know that Allah in Quran, the most completed holy book for humanity, it just doesn't say things to just say it. Every single word and meaning of this Quran would help us spiritually, psychologically. Some ayat physically tell us what to do, right? Keep saying, وَمِنَ النَّاسِ وَالدَّوَابِ وَالْأَنْعَامِ مُخْتَلِفٌ أَلْوَانُهُ. And among humans and animals and cattle, there are those having different colors as well. They keep saying, have you thought about this? We have different animals, we have different people with different colors. Where did this come from? Have you thought about, look around, sometimes I purposely look around to see what kind of, artist Allah is, that you don't find two faces look like the same. Look at each other right now. You can't, the most successful artist in the world and painter in the world, somehow within the 10th or 11th or the 15th, character that they're making, there are some similarities. The eyes are the same, maybe. Let's say how, subhanAllah, He's creating that these billion and billion people, none of them will look like the same. But do I look at this? Do I see this beauty that Allah literally saying, have you looked at the sky when the rain is coming? Very interesting. And then many other ayat is أَفَلَمْ يَنْظُرُوا إِلَى السَّمَاءِ فَوْقَهُمْ كَيْفَ بَنَيْنَاهَا. How many of you guys look at the sky and just like, wow, that's a beautiful sky. And Allah says, have you thought, how did we create this? That this roof, this ceiling doesn't have any things beneath it, literally, to hold it. And another ayah says, have you thought about the stars? What helps them to be stick and what into the sky and not falling down? Have you thought about this? Have you thought why the sky should be blue? It gets so neglected, so distracted in this dunya, which is so busy with just cell phones and work and stuff like that, and computer mostly. We see everything around, but we don't pay attention to this. And then we said, why we have anxiety, why we have issue, why we have this and that. Did you go through the recommendation of, this is a recommendation from Quran. People think the recommendation of Quran is only 5 times salat, you have to fast, كُتِبَ عَلَيْكُمُ الصِّيَامُ, and this is one of the recommendations of Allah as well, to help us. In this book, لَا رَحْبٍ وَلَا يَابِسٍ إِلَّا فِي كِتَابٍ مُبِينٍ. Everything you want is in the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Look, Bismillah. I'm telling you psychological point here in this book, right? وَزَيَّنَّاهَا وَمَا لَهَا مِنْ فُرُوجٍ. Have you thought how we made the sky beautiful for you? We adorn the sky with what? On one corner you see some stars, on the other corner you see the moon, and the other. Have you thought about this? We are in Allah al-Jameel. We are beautiful. يُحِبُّ الْجَمَال. We love everything beautiful. We love to create things beautiful all around you, right? Sometimes when we said ghafla, don't be neglectful, don't be, ghafil, we think about, it's just talking about the spirituality. We just always think about Allah directly, Ya Allah, Ya Allah. Not knowing that sometimes you have to go to Allah from the athar and the effects and what He created in this dunya. What He created in this dunya. Doing some research of it. How many thousands instincts do we have in this world? How many thousand animals we have in this dunya? How many languages we have in this dunya? How many insects we have in this dunya? Right? The beauties that you see that. Yaqeen, we said that before. Sometimes you see that, you don't see the fire itself, but you see the smoke going through the sky, right? That tells you there's a fire. It tells you there's a fire. Sometimes teaching our children, teaching someone else about Tawheed is just showing them these things, right? So this would lead to seeing the beauties of Allah, would lead to one important thing, and that's hamd and appreciation. That goes to the topic of what shukr. The topic of seeing this comes from Allah. One of the most important concepts that all Anbiya and Awliya, they had it at the best level, depends on how close they were to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, was about how shakir they are, how appreciative they are towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you want to see the levels of Anbiya, which one is higher than the other one, you will see which one is more appreciative towards Allah than the other one. You see, some of the prophets, little things happen, he might somehow complain in the history, right? But we see Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. What if it's happening to him? The problem, the issues, what's going to happen after him? Just shukr. Right? That leads to what? To see the beauties. Leads to. What do you mean shukr? Imagine you see a portrait. You see a beautiful painting of an artist. You see that someone is doing something nice. You see a lecturer that is giving a good lecture. What do? You go to that person and says, thank you so much, that was great actually. This means what? Shukr. Because you saw the beauty of that, you're thanking that. It's a beautiful painting, mashallah. I just wanted to appreciate you. You did a great job, right? You're praising that person, isn't it? When you praise that person, you're appreciating that person. Tell me, isn't it? Right? Allah says, praise me. Tasbih, hamd. What is it? Beautiful, alhamdulillah. Thank you so much. This is great, Allah. The lecture was great. The work was amazing. You fixed my issue very nicely. Thank you so much. I'm praising you for that. This is shukr. How come we do it in our daily life? Allah says, then I am more worthy of having the shukr than anybody else. You know? How many times we had night of God in our lives? Then how many times right after night of God, or the day after that, we started thinking about how beautiful it was last night. Alhamdulillah, thank you, Allah, for providing this opportunity that if my father tells me to stay awake the whole night, I was like, what's the point? I'll fall asleep, right? But I did it because you gave me strength. Do I see the beauty? I praise you for that. How amazing is that relationship? When you appreciate someone for what they did good, you feel good as well. So you feel something is inside. If I don't appreciate, something is wrong with me. Tell me, isn't it? Right? What drives you to go to that person and say thank you so much? No one is forcing you, right? What drives you? You go to a gallery, an exhibition, you see that beautiful, paints all around, right? What helps you to go to the actual artist and says, that's great. Keep up the good job. What helps you? If you don't go, sometimes you don't do it, right? You go home and you tell your wife, your husband, that I wish I would go to that person and say, it's like something you didn't do, something was wrong. You should have done something, right? Why don't we feel the same thing when it comes to Allah? I should have appreciated Allah with that. You know why? Because it's all around us. We're so included within, the benefits of Allah, we don't see it. That lecture was one time. That paints was one time you saw it, right? It's not all the time. Sometimes your children, they eat whatever food you make for them. They don't appreciate, because what? Because it's always great, right? They go to someone else's house, they eat something different, slightly different, oh, thank you, that was great. Because they don't see the benefit of their parents, what they're doing for them, right? Sometimes because we're all around with Allah's mercy, we don't see it. So what do you mean? Beauties that comes from the Imam Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam says, night of Ashura, that he knows what's going to happen to him tomorrow. Right? I do thana and appreciate Allah and hamd to Allah, the best of all appreciation. And I appreciate Him and I thank Him in all conditions. In difficulties and hardship and ease, everything. Isn't it seeing the word beautiful? Isn't it peace that he knows tomorrow they're going to attack him and his family? At night he's saying, I appreciate him in all conditions. Isn't it a peace, a status of mind that this person is in peace, is not afraid of anything in the life, right? So, we're looking for peace. The whole world is looking for peace. Since the creation of Adam, they're looking for peace. $billion and $billion every single day are being spent for this topic, for this letter that I'm telling you, for this word, peace. How can we find peace? What do you mean? Like any medicines, doctors are here. Any medicine is for what? So you don't have pain, you get rid of your pain, so you have peace, right? Physical, psychological, anything. It's just like being in peace. Sometimes the medicine doesn't help you to get healed. But where should I find the peace then? Have you thought about this? Sometimes, God forbid, and God forbid says, no, that's so severe, we can't fix it. Sometimes, yes, you can, that beloved one is so sick, we can help it. Okay, physical things in this dunya cannot help. Many times, right? But what else? Is there anything else can bring the peace to me, or that's the moment I have to lose my peace? But that's the moment I have to. Allah says, no. You should always have your peace. First of all, this dunya is just the way that we created it. Is sometimes you have it, sometimes you don't have it. It's aman. We give it to you tomorrow, you don't have it. That's it. Don't think that you're going to live in this dunya forever. Whatever you have, it's going to be gone. Right? Anything. So what you should have is find your peace. From where? From somewhere that you have to always go find peace there. This dunya cannot give you the peace. Like I said, here and there something can help us, temporary. Just working, going out, everything is great. As Allah says, look at the colors. Allah in the Quran says the psychology of colors. Look at different colors. How many of you guys, you are decorating your house based on the colors that we have in Quran? How many colors we have in Quran, right? Different colors Quran is saying. How many of you guys, you are paying attention to colors? Why we have the flowers different colors in the world? Why Allah created different animals with different colors? You could make them all in one color, right? Why you did this? He's a painter. He's an artist. He makes everything beautiful. That's why. So when I see it, I praise it, that actually goes back to me. It's like, that's good. I went to that person and says, you did a great job. I am getting to the peace myself. I'm getting to peace myself. See how we're looking at the whole psychological concepts now? It's not just someone sit down somewhere and it says, yeah, appreciate me for what I did, and then we have to appreciate it. Maybe our children, maybe some adults, they think this way. Why you Allah do the minna that I did for you? This is for yourself. You go stand in front of Qibla, you pray. This is your praising. You are getting back that feeling that you need to have. وَإِن تَعُدُّوا نِعْمَةَ اللَّهِ لَا تُحْصُوهَا. Now you're so involved, like I said, with Allah's, with Allah's, favors and ni'mah that you don't see it. Ramadan comes and goes, opportunities come, Rajab comes, we don't see it. So, how many of us, we recited, I'm including myself, we recited a dua, we recited munajat, we recited something, and after it was done, we said, that was beautiful. Thank you so much for letting me see this dua, letting me have this dua. Have you ever done that? After salat, there is one sajda mustahab, what do we call it? Sajdiyah? What do you do? What do you mean sajda shukr? You have 4 or 5 sajda, not 5, 4 maximum. Right? So why do you have to go again after the salat is done, go to sajda? What's the point? And you call it what, sajdiyah? Shukr what? Shukr what? Thank you for letting me pray. Thank you for letting me pray. If you didn't let me pray, I wouldn't be able to pray. How beautiful is it? Some people, they skip this. Because they're hungry. They're in the kitchen before. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. They're in the kitchen already, right? To see the beautiful part. وَقَلِيلٌ مِنْ عِبَادِيَ الشَّكُورِ. Now we give all this na'amah, and just a little bit of people. Very small amount of people are appreciating us and appreciating us. Majority are not appreciating. When we talk to them, when we give them something, no, I did it. It was mine. When something bad happened to them, Ya Allah, couldn't you find someone else? You saw that night of Qadr, I was coming and praying. What else did you want me to do, right? When a benefit comes, yeah, alhamdulillah, you studied. You don't know how many years of studying I had. When I was working, no one was working at that time. Even internally. The benefit comes, just the beauty from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But of course, it's not just the way that I'm describing is one aspect. Shukr with verbal shukr. Praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But it's not the whole thing. More important than this is what? Utammah. Very interesting. Shukr al-ni'mah ijtinabul mahar. The absolute shukr, if you want. You saw that this beautiful paint and pictures, okay? You don't grab a razor and start, messing it up. Don't do anything against the will of that person. Now you give a good lecture and you go do something against him. It's not shukr. And then it says, that was beautiful, by the way. The best of shukr is what? Ijtinabul mahar. You get away from what he doesn't like you to do. Which again is not good for you. Ijtinabul mahar. You get away from harm. That's the absolute shukr. Absolute shukr of Laylatul Qadr is what? I stay with the promises that I made. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the absolute shukr. And here's the point. I want to finish this. You all heard about this. Ayah Quran says, وَإِن شَكَرْتُمْ لَأَزِيدَنَّكُمْ. Meaning what? If you do shukr, I'll do what? Say it out loud. Say it again. This is not Ayah Quran. You're right. The majority of translation is we will give you more. But it didn't say we'll give you more. لَأَزِيدَنَّكُمْ. That means you will become more. Have you thought? We all translated, including me before I noticed this. We all would say, La azidannakum, we'll give you more ni'mah. So mashallah, for example, I gave donation and I'll give you more money to you. We were translating. It didn't say that. This ayah, what does it? La azidannakum, you will become more. We'll make you more. What do you mean you'll make me more? Will I become bigger or what? Your capacity will become bigger. You will see things differently. You will feel things differently. You will appreciate us more. Rasulullah, la azidannakum. He became a lot. His heart is what? So big. Heart of Muhammad, so big that their enemies are coming towards them. That's the result that we see here. That amazingly, it's all about what? We train ourselves again. We train ourselves, we train our children to get to this level. First and foremost, see things around beautifully. Train ourselves. From now on, inshallah, we'll go out. It's night. Look at this sky. 2 seconds, 5 seconds. Look at the sky, beautiful. Before we go back to sleep, look at how beautiful is the sky, mashallah. Alhamdulillah. Subhanallah. Praising Allah. Right. You come out before you start driving, you go, Allah, alhamdulillah. Not while you're driving, Alhamdulillah, how beautiful is the sky. Ya Allah, thank you for making it beautiful. What? You made it blue because in psychology, we learn from you that psychology says the blue color is the most calming and peaceful color. You made it beautiful. And you made it calm. Imagine if the sky was red. Huh? Imagine the sky was yellow. No one could look at it and would get so tired. You even thought about that moment and that part. You make it a peaceful color so it doesn't make me tired of looking around. How merciful you are. Then you will see inshallah start changes in your life, in your perception, in the whole thing. And we'll see that Islam is not just what has been introduced to us sometimes, It's way deeper and deeper and deeper, inshallah. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajal farajahum. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, inshallah, give us tawfiq to find those detailed and very beautiful parts of our religion that He wants us to find, inshallah. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد. اللهم عجل وليك الفرج. Ya Allah, hasten the dhuhr of our Imam Mahdi. Give us tawfiq to be among the true followers of our Imam. Ya Allah, help us all to be appreciative towards you and your na'amat and your favors. Ya Allah, let us be appreciative towards our other people, our parents, whoever, our ustad, our mu'allim, whoever has any favor for us. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, those who are sick, cure them all at this moment. Those who passed away, specifically father and mother and all, inshallah, generation that we had, send the thawab from this majlis to the soul. Rahimahullah man yaqra al-Fatihata al-Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I remind myself that tonight the azan is at 8:39 p.m. inshallah. It is night of 24th of Ramadan Mubarak. Tonight iftar is sponsored by Sister Nigat Nakwi, Sister Shahida Raza, Sister Shameen and Sister Kanis. And even is sponsored by Brother Zahir Sheikh and Sister Masuma Sheikh. So for increasing the tawfiqat, Sehat wa Salamti, please recite salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
You must have noticed, in fact, from tonight, we have reverted back to our old schedule, and it's my fault. I should have reminded you last night, but I failed anyway. So from tonight, we are reverting back to Dua Iftitah at 7:30 p.m. and Maulana's address at 8 o'clock. After our regular program on May 30th, we have plans to bring smile to the children's faces on Eid, for Eid. Request to sponsor and wrap gifts at ICC after the program is over on 30th of May. Registration of Quran competition for youth and adults to be held on June 2nd is tonight. So if you have missed out some way, please register yourself tonight. Namaz Eid being offered at Lake Elizabeth. We need volunteers at the lake for management for the second shift. We have enough number of volunteers for the first shift. So please write down your names on the list. And of course, as you know, Namaz Eid is being held at Lake Elizabeth, and we had requested to bring certain water bottles, juice bottles, bring them there at the lake, and if possible, bring the ice also along with it. Al-Quds Day rally at Lake Elizabeth Pavilion on May 31st. The time schedule is from 1 p.m. till 3:30 p.m. And I've been asked to remind you again, ICC picnic is being planned on Sunday, June 9th. For details, contact Brother Hasnan Zaidi, Brother Hilal Raza, and Brother Nadeem Sarwar, and Sister Batul Asghar also. Interfaith Iftar is planned on June 2nd, June 1st. Interfaith Iftar on June 1st, Saturday. So I request you, and it's very important that you bring your non-Muslim friends to the Interfaith Iftar on June 1st. Eid bucks are available with Brother Asghar Zaidi, Sister Mahjubin, Sister Batul Asghar, Sister Laila Rashid, and Sister Samira Dusani, and Sister Farhan also, beside Brother Nadeem Sarwar. I have one. Yeah, I'm a little ahead of you. Accidentally.
Yeah, I'm just the messenger.
Okay. Please fill up the bins for the needy people collecting the food. Allah requests you for Amal Ji, for all the Muslims around the world suffering at the hand of terrorists, and those who are sick, including Sister Bilqis Abbas, who is the mother of Sister Nadia Abbas, going through the colon surgery, supposed to be today. And also Maulana Abbas Kumeli, who is sick in Karachi, and a request for brother Asmat Sami Siddiqui. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Amma yujibul mustarra iza da'ahu yakshifu su. 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 Once, please recite Alhamd once and 3 times Surah Ikhlas for Isai Sabab of all the Marumeen, including the Marumeen whose names are written in the monument of Zahra, Yawan Marumeen, there is no one to say Fatiha, and tonight's sponsors Marumeen, Maroom Yasin Sheikh, Maroom Mumtaz Hussain Sheikh, Marooma Dilshad Begum, Maroom Khurshid Ali, Marooma Wazir Begum, Marooma Ghulam Fatima, Maroom Muhammad Amin, Marooma Hadia Begum, Maroom Haidar Hussain, Maroom Nawazish Raza. I request Shazil to say Azan in Maghrib.
اللهم ملائكتك يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما